Hey everyone, welcome to Disney A to Z. Today we're going to talk about the after hours events at Walt Disney World, what they are, and then I'm going to give you my take on them. So first, let's talk about what the after hours events are. As the name implies, Disney After Hours is a special ticketed event that happens on select nights, and depending on the time of the year, it depends on which park. Now, when I was there a few months ago, I was able to attend the one at Magic Kingdom. So today we're just going to focus mainly on the after hours events at Magic Kingdom. The beauty of the after hours event being a special ticket event is, just like Halloween and Christmas, these events are limited in capacity. Translation, in theory, you should be able to see a lot more because there's a lot less people. Unlike Halloween and Christmas though, the after hours event are limited to only about 3,000 tickets. When was the last time you've seen Magic Kingdom with only 3,000 people in it? Chances are you haven't, and we're going to touch on that here more in just a little bit. But here's the official details about the after hours event. Typically, after hours events run for approximately 3 hours after the park closes. On the date in particular that I went, the park closed at 10 p.m., so after hours ran from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Additionally, just like Halloween and Christmas, your ticket allows you to enter the park early. So on this night, I was able to get in at 7 p.m. even though the event didn't start till 10 p.m. So it gives you an extra opportunity to get a jump start on things before the park actually even closes. Another great perk is the free food and drink. Disney offers bottled soda, water, popcorn, and ice cream treats complimentary throughout the event. And they have multiple stations throughout the park, so they're easy to find. The trade-off though is all the normal restaurants are closed during the event, with the exception of Main Street Bakery and Casey's Corner just for some light snacks. Now before you get all rumbly in the tumbly, just remember this is only a 3-hour event. If you can't make it 3 hours with a full meal, maybe try to eat before the event actually starts, because the restaurants are still open until the normal park close at 10 p.m. So now that we've talked about the details of the event, what was it actually like? So when I went, I got there little after 7. I had 2 goals in mind. Number 1, I wanted to ride Tron because I hadn't rode it yet. And number 2, I wanted to see just how many attractions I can actually get in one evening. Now, being that I got there just after 7, and this was in April, so the Happily Ever After fireworks were due to start at 8 o'clock. So Main Street was already starting to get pretty packed. So I figured, okay, while everyone's there, let's go try and check off number 1 on the list. So let's make a beeline for Tron. Alright, so I know I'm missing the 8 o'clock fireworks. But after hours events actually have their own fireworks at 11, and we'll go into that a little bit more later. So that's why we're headed straight to Tron. Unfortunately, Tron had other plans as it was down for some unknown reason, so we immediately switched to backup mode and head over to Space Mountain. So I get that knocked off, Space Mountain check, and then I was like, you know what? Let's do some People Mover. Check that off. Now, pro tip, keep an eye on the My Disney experience the entire time you're there. Not the entire time, but if you're in a queue or whatever. So while I'm riding People Mover, I happen to notice that the wait time for Seven Dwarfs was really low. And thought about it a little more, the 8 o'clock fireworks were just ending, and they were just reopening Seven Dwarfs. So Seven Dwarfs only had a 15-minute wait time. So I immediately booked it over there and was able to get in Seven Dwarfs pretty early. After Seven Dwarfs, I decided to try and give Tron a little bit of time to come back online. So decided to hit up the Mad Tea Party, the Tomorrowland Speedway, and while I was over there, I'm like, all right, well, let's check on Tron. Unfortunately, no update from the cast members on when it may reopen. So check back into the My Disney experience, see what we've got low wait times on. Lo and behold, I've got a less than 30-minute wait for Peter Pan. Yes, please. I'll take that all day. So race over to Peter Pan. While I'm in queue for that, Haunted Mansion has a 13-minute wait. For those that don't know, 13-minute wait for Haunted Mansion pretty much means it's a walk-on, because the whole mystery of the number 13, it's just a little inside tidbit that Disney likes to do with their wait time there. So Mad Tea Party, check. Tomorrowland Speedway, check. Peter Pan, Haunted Mansion, check. We're cruising right along. By this time, we're pretty close to 10 o'clock, maybe a little bit after. I honestly don't remember. But you can tell the thinning crowds. You can see the lines of cast members checking wristbands. So the wait times have just absolutely plummeted. So now's the time where I can really start hitting the attractions. And since I was kind of in the area, I decided to just clear out Fantasyland. So Small World, check. Prince Regal Carousel, check. Winnie the Pooh, check. And Little Mermaid, check. So Fantasyland is done. Well, I guess not done, because we still didn't get Dumbo or Barnstormer, but as I'm coming out of the Little Mermaid, I can hear the familiar voice over the PA system. You only have 5 minutes until Disney Enchantment. So at that point, it's like, okay, drop everything. Let's head over to the hub, see if I can find a good spot to view. Completely forgetting in my head that there's only 3,000 people here. So I raced over to the hub, and even though I didn't even start making my way there until the 5-minute announcement, I was able to get central hub standing with no one within 15-20 feet of me, and able to watch the entirety of the Enchantment fireworks. Now, if you'd like to see the full Enchantment fireworks, there's a link in the description. I recorded the whole thing. So after the fireworks, not sure why, this might have been a mistake on my part, but I decided to head back to Tomorrowland. There are still attractions there that I didn't hit up. So went over, walked on Buzz, walked on Astro Orbiter, and okay, let's go back to Tron. And it is officially down for the evening. So the time I spent trying to get on Tron, I probably could have hit a few more attractions, but I was still able to pretty much clear Tomorrowland. And now let's head back across the hub and let's head towards Adventureland. Now, I know what you're saying. I skipped Monsters Inc. and I skipped Carousel Progress, and that was more of a logistical decision. Both of those attractions do chew up some time, so I figured if I had time at the end, I would head back there. But let's head over to Adventureland, knock out what we can there. I got over there. My knees hated me for it, but we got Swiss Family Robinson in, Magic Carpets, Jungle Cruise, Pirates. Unfortunately, this was pre-Tiana's opening, so there was no Tiana's Bayou Adventure for me to go, and made my way back to Big Thunder Mountain. And unfortunately, Big Thunder Mountain did end up being my last attraction of the evening. So if you've been keeping score, I think that's about 17 attractions I was able to tackle in one evening. So not a bad haul overall. My take on everything is the After Hours event was amazing. Now, I was by myself on this adventure, so I didn't have to check in with anybody else. I didn't have to ask, what are we going to do next? I was able to just keep on moving, and I attribute that to why I was able to get so much accomplished in one evening. I was a little unsure going into it how I'd feel about the no food thing, but all of the food carts, the complimentary snacks and drinks, they were so perfectly spaced throughout the park that you never even thought about it. Crowd levels, I almost felt like I was getting away with something, like I'd snuck into some sort of private event or anything. There was so much space. There was times where I may have been completely by myself on a walking path. 3,000 people at Magic Kingdom, you just can't quite understand how open that feels. And the wait times, I think once the event started, the max wait time was 15 minutes. I took a couple screenshots and we'll look at them here real quick just to show you how low the wait times were and how easy it was. Most of the things that showed 5 minutes, there was no wait at all, like literally at all. You just walked up, walked right onto the ride. It was amazing. The Enchantment Fireworks Show was off the charts, and even just showing up just a few minutes before the show started, still able to snag prime viewing spot right in the center of the hub. I mean, try doing that on a normal day. It's just not going to happen. And remember, if you want to see the whole enchantment show, there is a link in the description. But so, was it all worth it, and would I do it again? The answer to both is the same. Absolutely. Remember, I got into the park just after 7 o'clock, so I had just under 6 hours to see what I could accomplish. 17 attractions in 6 hours. I don't know if that's a record, but it's definitely a personal record. My only letdown was Tron. And, you know, maybe if I stopped going back to check on Tron so much, maybe I could have got more in, but I was actually coming back to Magic Kingdom the next day, so I was able to get on Tron then. But that was probably, I don't even want to say disappointment, but the one thing that I really missed at the After Hours event. And, you know, it was just an anomaly that it was down the entire time that I was there. So did get Tron the next day, but that was the biggest thing I missed there. So if you have the opportunity, I would absolutely recommend trying an after hours party. Maybe even do it on a rest day where you can just kind of chill, hang out at the resort, Disney Springs, whatever during the day, and then go hit the after hours party at night. So anyway, I hope you found my take on Disney After Hours helpful, and if you did, please hit that like and subscribe button so that you can stay updated with all of our videos. If you're new to our channel, starting next month, we're doing a new segment called Ask Me Anything, where we're going to pick a different topic each month, and you, the audience, is going to ask me any questions you may have about it, and whether it's resorts, parks, planning, we'll tackle it all. So stay tuned, keep an eye out for that, and remember, all it takes is a little bit of faith, trust, and pixie dust. See you real soon.